tempt me, don't test me, don't try me. How did that sound? I'm practicing for when y'all come in to tell me all of the cool readathons that you're doing that I cannot participate in this month. Hi, hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Margaret, and that is what I am supposed to be saying to anyone that suggests I do a readathon this month. I'm sure there are so many fun readathons happening in August. I just happen to know that I am going to have very readathon heavy months in September and October, so I'm like, you know what? We are going to intentionally take a step back. You might remember that I tried this in April, and then it turned out in April I was running a readathon, and this month that's not happening, okay? I promise. I am not running any readathons this month. I can tell you that for 100% certain. I am really, truly going to do a readathon free month. Now, the big question that we're both asking right now is, can I get any reading done if I am not doing a readathon? And I don't know. We're gonna find that out together when we come back around at the end of August. I almost didn't make a TBR video this month since I wasn't doing a readathon, and like there really aren't any concrete reading plans in this very moment, but then I remembered that I am paying myself to read books that are on my TBR, and if I don't make the TBR, then I can't pay myself, so we're making a TBR. Now, first off, I'm adding all of the books that I am currently reading to my TBR. Currently, the number is at 16. I'm not going to talk about most of these. Some of these aren't even books that I'm reading for review. Some of these are just books that I am reading to read, and you will never hear me talk about them on my channel because they're just there in the background. However, there are two books that I am specifically focusing on for this month. The first of those books is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and if it's okay with you, this is very heavy, so I'm actually just gonna stick it on the stand behind me and we'll just talk. You'll know that I'm talking about it. Thank you so much for letting me do that. I do prefer to talk with both of my hands, and also for my arm not to fall off while I'm filming a video. I have actually been making progress. It's not a lot of progress, but I have been making progress, and any progress is progress on this channel. Calming down. I know, I just got really intense there, I'm sorry. The Way of Kings is the first book in the Stormlight Archives. It is a epic fantasy in a world where the magic system revolves around storms. There's a whole bunch of stuff that is going. We've got two competing plot lines that are happening between our main characters. One of them is a soldier that is trying to survive in this just like hellscape that is war, and one of them is a young noblewoman that is trying to save her family. This is a reread for me. I remember enjoying it. I think I gave it 4 stars the first time I read it. Apparently, I don't remember anything that I read in the book though. So many things keep happening that I'm like, did this happen the first? I think I might have read an abridged version. I know I didn't, but it feels like I did. It's fine, let's not talk about what that says about my memory. Anyways, you and I are going to chat about it in great detail in the coming months, so I'm not going to bore you with all of the details. Other book that I want to make sure that I finish is Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yombao. This is a contender for a project that I will be doing in November. If you've been here for a while, you probably have an idea of what that project is. Watermoon is an adult fantasy, and it has like very strong isekai or portal fantasy vibes, but it's like multiple different worlds, so I don't know if that fully falls under the genre of isekai. It's been a while since I've actually read any of that. I am 116 pages into this. We are following Hana Ishikawa. She is the proprietor of a pawn shop. She has just inherited that pawn shop from her father. Like, we start the book on her first day as the new owner of the pawn shop, and she wakes up to find that her father is missing and someone has robbed them. Now, as she's figuring all of this out, a guy comes to the door and offers to help. It's very whimsical. This is not for the people who like want like a hard, gritty, or realistic world. It gives a little bit of the like kind of gloss that you have over things like Studio Ghibli films. That's the thing that right now it is reminding me the most about. Like, it's not, the plot is in no way similar to Spirited Away, but it is giving me the same feeling that Spirited Away gives, if that makes sense. I'm having fun following these two characters as they are trying to solve this mystery. As of 116 pages in, I would classify it as cozy fantasy right now, but I'm also getting the vibes that things are going to get very intense and we're going to be jumping out of that cozy fantasy pool much late, like towards the end of the book. If you want cozy vibes, but you want stakes, like the main character is dealing with life and death situations, I feel like this is good for you. Now, we both know that I love a project, and I have a couple of videos that I want to at least get started on. Now, I'm not making any promises about when these projects are gonna come out, but like I at least want to get started on them. The first one is, and we talked about this when I did the mid-year freakout / mid-year cooldown tags, is I want to read the first 5 Babysitters Club books. I don't really know that much about this series, except that it is 5 girls who decide to form a Babysitters Club, and I was not allowed to read it as a child because it was too worldly. This is part of the series where I'm reading books that I wasn't allowed to read as a kid just to see, was my mom right? The answer in most cases is going to be no. The next project that I'm working on, I don't know exactly what shape it's going to take, but it is going to involve me reading banned books and books about banned books. So I want to start out with Banned Book Club by Kim Hyun-suk, Ko Hyung-ju, and Ryan Estrada. This is a graphic novelization of Kim Hyun-suk's actual real-life experience in South Korea with banned books. I've heard really good things about it from the people that have read it, so I'm very interested in like sitting down and reading through this and getting more of an idea of how book banning has worked throughout the world, not just in the United States. Now, this next book, I am not planning on finishing this month, but I at least want to start it because I have been looking forward to doing this all year. Like, when I decided I was doing this reread, I've been really it's Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. We're following a guy. His name is Frodo. He gets this magic ring, and turns out this magic ring is like the key to defeating the Dark Lord. The whole thing is like, as long as this ring exists, they can't really kill the Dark Lord. This first novel is the beginning of a cross-country journey where Frodo is taking that ring all the way to Mordor so he can destroy the ring, and then they can destroy the Dark Lord. He's not going to do that. There are other people that are going to do that, but like, his job is taking the ring into the fires of Mordor. I haven't reread this series since I was a teenager. I am pretty sure the last time I read this series was at the very latest in my early 20s. I am very excited to just like dive back into this world, revisit these characters, see how I feel about it this time around. I'm very excited about this. I am apparently all over the place this month because I should have talked about this next book right after I talked about Banned Book Club, because this is a book that has been banned, but I am going to also be trying to read Push by Sapphire. This is the movie that Precious is based on. It is the August book for Rachel's Julie Hates This Book club. All of the books in this book club are books that have been banned by Moms for Lib Minion, Julie Gebhardt. She is a local resident county book banner in Hillsborough County, and this is a book that was either banned / challenged by either her or by one of her friends that are also in Florida banning books. Most of them banning books in schools that their children don't even, like, she doesn't even have kids in public school, they're in private school. I'm also going to try and finish the Monk and Robot duology. I have the first book, A Psalm for the Wild Build by Becky Chambers. It's been a while, so I'm going to reread this before I go into the second book, which is A Prayer for the Crown Shy, I believe. I don't have that on me. I don't know why I didn't ask the library for it, but this one specifically I need to read by like next week, because that is when my library is doing their sci-fi fantasy book club, which this is the book for that. So, about book club. Taylor Swift had other plans. I should be there right now, but we're following Sibling Dex in this. They are a tea monk. Basically, their job is to go around and serve tea to people to kind of give them a little break, give them a little moment. They come and they buy tea from him. We're in like a fully post-apocalyptic society, as in like not just like the apocalypse has happened and we are surviving in it. The apocalypse has happened, people did survive, and they have moved forward from that. This apocalypse, specifically, robots became sentient and were like, we're leaving, bye, left all of the humans to rebuild society without robots, and they are now very cognizant of making sure they do not use sentient machines. Sibling Dex decides that they are going to go out into the wilderness. They wanted to, like, there's, I can't remember exactly what their goal, they're out going after something specific. They're not entirely equipped to be going out into the wilderness, but luckily for them, they stumble upon Mosscap. This is a very big deal for Sibling Dex that not only has Mosscap found them, they are also traveling with them, and we're just going on the journey but with these two as they kind of learn each other's cultures and kind of bring themselves up to date with what's been going on with each of the two, because robots have a thriving society apparently out in the wilderness. I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember much about it. These next two books I'm going to talk about together because they're part of the same series, but it is The Undermining of Twyla and Frank and The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam by Megan Bannon. I read The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy earlier this year, absolutely adored it. I put this on hold because I figured I should probably get in line so eventually I could read this book. I thought I was going to have a lot more time to do that. But then it came in. It came in really quickly, and so I had to pick this one up, and so now I need to read both of these in 14 days. Actually, because I picked this up yesterday, I have 13 days. It's fine. I'm fine. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. Yes, I know. I could have just canceled the hold on this, but like then who knows how long it would be before I get it again. This was set in Tanria. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on with the magic, but the first book is revolving around a dude that hunts zombies and a lady that makes sure that the zombies stay dead. She is trying to save a struggling funeral home. There's a lot going on while her father's health is failing, and then he is just dealing with the fact that he's lonely and he thinks he's fine with it, but he's not. It's basically You've Got Mail, but in like a fantasy, modern Western setting with zombies. Anyways, long story short, they start getting to know each other through these letters, and I love You've Got Mail. And when somebody said that that's what this was, I was like, all right, I'm in, let's go. And it derailed all of my reading plans for that month. This will probably do the same, which is why I'm making it part of the plan. Like, is it truly derailing your plans if you plan for the train to go off the tracks in the first place? And the final one, and this again is one that I don't think I am going to commit to finishing by the end of the month, but I at least want to start it because I want to get to the next book in the series, because that's on one of my, I don't know if it's on my 25 and 25 or my R Fantasy, which I should probably give you an update on, but there's not much of an update on, but there is, but there isn't. Anyways, the next one that I want to work on is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. This is an adult sci-fi fantasy. Like the sci-fi element is so, like, you don't even know there's a sci-fi element until you get to the very end of the book kind of deal that's going on. It feels very much like an epic fantasy when you are reading it, but then everything gets, science fiction. So we're following Essen in this. She lives in a world that is constantly dealing with cataclysmic earthquakes. She has a power that is very much not trusted in the society that they live in. She comes home one day to find that her husband has killed her son and kidnapped her daughter, and she starts on a cross-country journey to find them and get her daughter back. This book has the distinction of being the only book that I have ever started as an audiobook and realized that I am not smart enough to read it as an audiobook. At least not the first time around. We have 3 different points of view. One of those points of view is second person, and I didn't even it's like N.K. Jemisin draws you in so well that I didn't even realize that we had a second person point of view until I switched to physical book, and I was like, oh, such a moment. Good time all around. It was fantastic. It was amazing. I was raving about it when I finished it. I don't remember enough of it to continue on with the series without rereading the first book. Feels very much like that is the vibe of this year for me. That's fine. I enjoyed it, so I'm not going to be mad about having to reread it. It was good, and I knew I wanted to reread it when I finished it. Okay, my friend, here you go. These are the books that are on the docket for the month of August, plus 5 Babysitter Club books, but they're like an hour max of reading time from me, so maybe 2 hours, probably like an hour and 10 minutes, because I think they're like 110-page books, and I read it about a page a minute, but the text is also very big, so who even knows? I'm not worried about them. They're going to be really easy to read. That's going to be a quick project. Sorry, I'm babbling, but this is it. This is what we're working with this month, and have you read any of these? Do you have thoughts? I'm curious. Like, let me know if you have thoughts, if you've read any of them, if you think any of these are good. If you would like more thoughts on any of these, if there are any specific ones that you'd like me to mention in shorts, which is where I do most of my single reviews at this point, is just I make a short about how I'm feeling about the book. You know where to go. The comments are down that way. Let me know if there are any that you particularly want thoughts on. You will be getting lots of thoughts on Way of Kings. I cannot stress how much there will be content about Way of Kings. The rest of these, though, you let me know, what are your priorities? Of course, you might not be feeling chatty, and if that is the case, but you still want to let me know that you watched to the end of the video, go ahead and leave me the salt shaker emoji. If you know, you know. Now, if you're interested in what that Babysitters Club video is going to be like, I will have my Animorphs video that I did right up here, or something that YouTube chose specifically for you. I have no idea what this is going to be. Absolutely no idea. YouTube just thinks that this is the best video for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. That is it for now, my friend. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye! Who's texting me?